Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 1, episode number 25 already, if you can believe that. And waiting in the green room is my good friend and fellow toy collector, Eric Percy. We're going to have him on for the very first time. But before we get to him, I'm going to introduce my panel for tonight. And first one to chime in tonight is the first one up, Mr. Joe Baker. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Glad you could join us tonight. And let's see. We got this guy back again, as long as he doesn't lose internet connection tonight with all the storms down there.
Yeah,
Mr. Dan DiBiase.
We've got a frog drowner out here today.
You and these storm names, man. I don't get it.
I'm doing it just for you, Paul. And I also know something, Paul. You have horns.
I do. Did you like that? I'm going to explain why. And we don't have one, but 2 guys from Canada again this week. First up, we have John Salatellis. How you doing, John?
Happy Canada Day, everybody.
It is Happy Canada Day. Maybe that's why this guy's with us tonight.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Christian Aldo, the plastic general himself. How you doing, sir?
Oh, very good. I am celebrating Canada Day by doing nothing. Awesome.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? Enjoy the day.
Yep.
That's
Enjoy the
right.
day. So, we got a full house tonight, guys, and a special guest who's never been on before. Matter of fact, it's been so hard to get this guy on. He usually works on Tuesday nights. And I said, dude, I got to get you on, man. He's been on a lot of Facebook pages. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. You've seen his painting, and he's a big Spiria collector, Joe, so you'll enjoy some of the pictures he sent me. Before we get to him, I'm going to go around the room and say what's new in your zoo, and we'll go back to you, Joe. What is new in your zoo since last week? Anything?
Oh, boy. The big thing, I can't show it, but I was down in Madison by my son's place this last weekend, went into an antique mall, and found a near mint giant blue and gray play set.
How do you find this stuff, man?
I mean, I don't know. This year I found more play sets than, the last 5 or 6. But anyway, just by far the nicest giant blue and gray I've ever had. And so that was very, very exciting. The other thing I got that's interesting.
Well, now wait, you bought it, right?
I bought
you didn't
it.
Walk away.
No, I bought it. I jumped all over it.
You left us hanging there like you didn't buy it.
I got it. But I don't know if you can see this, but I picked up some paints.
Wow, look at you.
From Army Painter.
Oh, cool.
And I was hoping that I could finally find colors, so I could always know which one to use for, the gear belts and everything else on the American figures. And
exactly.
Of course, it doesn't look right with the colors they got. So I'm a little disappointed in that. But it's kind of cool to actually have a set like that. So, and then I also stopped by the Baraboo Toy Soldier store in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and just picked up some BMC stuff. You guys painting up the bunkers and the thing looks so good. I had to get some of that. And so that's what I picked up there. So that's what's new in my zoo.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Maybe after tonight's show, we'll get all of us painting tonight. We had James Viola on. He's a huge painter. And now Eric on tonight, man. We might all start painting our toy soldiers. So.
There you go.
Dan, well, you know what, Dan? I'm going to save you for last, okay? Because I know what you got, and it might take a little time. Is that okay? Or You want to go now?
No, that's fine. It depends. These guys have to vote. They all
Right.
kind of know what's coming up for me.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna save you for last.
I don't mean
Yeah,
to be the
John, we're gonna go to you. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Quite a few things actually. Real quick, I got a nice set, discontinued or retired. Oh my God, Builderama,
Wow,
winterized church corner.
that's
Right?
great.
So, and the good thing about these is they're not huge. So you can just pop them in anywhere, and they don't take up a lot of space. What happened this week is I think Paul knows. I wanted to try my hand at trying and painting a couple of miniatures for the first time ever. Well, other than spray painting, of course. Like I told Paul, I don't think James Viola has anything to worry about, and I don't know if I'm going to continue this. So I just painted a couple of the Japanese figures that you sent me from Toy Soldier Central.
Dude, they look good, man.
They look good.
They're whatever. I don't know. The actual star came out okay as a little detail because it's perforated. It's I was able to actually do that, and I actually painted one of the Doctor figures that I had on the diorama last week. Well, he was mostly white anyway, so I just I had a hard time doing the glasses. I'd do them over and over until I got them right. And actually, I put tape around and spray painted the bottom black. And I had this for those who remember the Marks Navarone playset, Christian.
Yeah,
I had a Fräulein sitting, and she was just gray.
I just want to know is that a Marks figure? Is that an old Marks figure?
No, it's no. This is just a model. It's a Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Do you actually think that's a Marks figure?
Oh well, the Marks figure is
Beauty is
more risque than this. She actually has clothes on. Lingerie.
Really?
Yeah, they made one naked figure.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I
thought it was barbed wire for a second there.
I'm not turning it around because it's a family show.
Yeah.
What? Hey,
It's just
guys, get real. This is not
a piece of plastic. Come on, it's a piece of plastic.
Okay, so I said last week that I have an announcement. Quite the announcement. I mentioned that we're working on a building with Patrick and John Atherton. So just as we were going on, John rushing and like a madman and painting away and working on the prototype. So I have it here. So what the building is actually from the movie The Longest Day.
Oh,
everybody knows that. So
yeah.
It's kind of a continuation from the Conte building. So it's the Wisterham Casino. If you guys remember that part of the movie, that was used as a kind of like a headquarters, or for the Germans. They had taken over the rooftop as well. The bottom was a bunker, and
it's when the Brits were crossing the bridge, right?
Exactly. So here we go. I'm just trying to show it real quick. Okay, so it's kind of going to look something like this.
And that's one Mr. Grain made.
Yes, that's Patrick model. It's a Patrick Grain model.
Yeah, turn your phone sideways.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Very nice.
Oh wow, that is pretty big.
I mean, it's a prototype for the coloring, like
Sandcrawler.
Yeah, exactly. See, I got some more shots.
Well, it's a facade, or is it?
This is a facade, and I'll show you the back as well. This is the side. Okay, I'll show you the top as well. Okay, this is the back. The back's going to be, so you can actually put your guys inside, make your headquarters. The bunkers at the bottom. Right now, you see all these little shots. So the bunker will fit. It should fit probably a pack 40.
Pack 40. Yeah.
Yeah. And let me just show you the top real quick.
I can imagine what you're going to do on the inside of that with your.
I'm dreaming already. So yeah, this is
a cool piece.
Oh, sorry, it's turned sideways. Yeah, so this is the top. So the sandbags are already installed.
Oh wow, okay.
It's like they had it. So yeah, there's gonna be another. There's a few more tweaks left to be done. We haven't decided on it's not completed as of the coloring yet. So that might change. So that's like just a prototype. So there's gonna be another probably section in the front with an open where you sat. If you guys watch the movie where the two windows are, there's an opening underneath for a little hollow in for sandbags, and a couple of machine gunners, and the bunker underneath it. So it's hopefully be ready soon. So what we're gonna do is probably special release for the first 20 to order it. We'll probably get probably a $25 off, and some extra bonus pieces which are being produced right now.
A toilet should be a bonus piece. A little toilet.
Yeah,
Toilet.
we'll do that too. A special for you, like a little, or maybe a little porta potty on the side. And
they have porta potties.
So,
I made a toilet for my latest U-boat.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
nice.
you had one, right? There was one there.
What?
Yeah, you had made it. So yeah, so that's it. Probably the first 20. I'll keep you guys posted, of course, and a couple bonus pieces will come, and then we'll head on for Chicago, and we'll.
So you're gonna have that ready at Chicago, yeah?
That's the plan. Yeah.
That's the plan, right?
Point,
Nice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Nice.
Definitely want
All right.
one of those.
Sorry to take up a lot of your time, guys.
No.
No,
Hey, it's Canada Day. You two
We're
guys can take
charging
up as
you.
much time as you want.
We're charging him by the minute.
Okay.
He's plugging, Paul. He's plugging his product.
Well, I know what you're going to talk about. You dropped a video yesterday.
Shameless
buddy.
plugs.
You dropped a video yesterday. You going to talk about that?
Yes. Sir.
Yeah, of course I will.
That was
Okay.
pretty cool. Pretty cool video.
Well, boys, I did the Invasion of Anzio episode, and so I showed off my Anzio Invader that was upgraded to make it very modern, very cool, and a bunch of naval figures. And then, of course, it went into the invasion itself, the landing on the beaches, which nothing really initially happened. And then while they're driving along the countryside, of course, the elite Italian paratroopers ambush the convoy, and then a battle ensues. And then of course I'm introducing all kinds of toys and stuff like that. But then I do something very artsy, dramatic sequences of the dead and wounded.
It was
Did you see
very
that
cool.
scene I did where the truck drives and the blankets come off of the dead bodies?
Yes.
Wasn't that? I've never done that before.
It was,
That
you did
was,
a great job.
Thank you. It's one of my goals is to always to keep, when you're an artist, and a couple of you guys, I know you guys are artists. Did you ever notice? Here's the reason why it takes so goddamn long to do an episode. When you first start something, like let's say painting a human face, and you'll paint the eyes and the nose and the mouth and blah blah. But then as you keep making more painting as the time goes on, now you're taking more time to draw the eyelashes and to draw the eyelids. And then now it's taken 10% more time. And then as time goes on, now you're creating the light glint off the eyeballs. And it just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper. In the past, yes, by the way, I did get a call from the Academy. I might be up for an Oscar. But as time goes on,
Your co-star was pretty good.
You would let things slide, but now it's like for example, oh damn it, I had to stop and take some packing tape and make the damn X on the helmet to be a medic. It's like it's an art form that grows from within, and you can't help it. It gets more involved. So the next episode is going to be Soviet paratroopers, a beautiful combination between Plastic Platoon and Toy Soldier Central, and they're going to be attacking the new Forces of Valor Ferdinand.
Oh,
Very cool.
I mean, providing the Ferdinand, I ordered it last week, and by the way, it was freaky expensive.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
You know when you buy, when you have a little bit of a buying frenzy. And this month I bought 5 things, and I have to admit I feel a little guilt. Do you guys ever get that?
Buyer's remorse?
Not remorse, just a little bit of responsible guilt. Did you ever live with a girlfriend or a wife, and when you're coming in the house with a buy, you're sort of like, "Hey, where are you? Oh, I'm in the bathroom." Okay, you rush in the room and you close your door.
As my
You ever
girlfriend
done
just
that?
walked by looking at me.
Yeah, I know. It's not like no one has a right over me. I do what I want. They can kiss my ass.
Right.
But that being said, I think maybe we're hiding from ourselves a little bit that sometimes we're spending money maybe that should be spent. If they mention it, it's kind of like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
I've done enough. I've done well enough.
As long as all the bills are paid.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That comes first, and then so.
Yeah.
Is that your co-star standing behind you, by the way? Is that
no? He's over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this guy's a full-bodied mannequin, and I have in this room. I have 3 of them. Yeah, 3. I got a German paratrooper, a Waffen SS, and then a Soviet scout over here.
And before we go any further,
something like this in Doctor Who.
What?
I've seen an episode of like plastic people standing around in Doctor Who.
A Doctor Who episode?
Well, he gets lonely in the TARDIS?
No, you know, okay. Nobody's a Doctor Who fan then.
I'm not a Doctor Who fan.
I only ever watched the Tom Baker ones from the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was an episode where mannequins come to life.
Hasn't everyone done an episode about mannequins coming to life? Isn't
Right.
it almost a cliche?
Yeah.
I've done it.
Oh, yeah, who knows? But that was one of the older episodes did it too. What do they call it? Automatons? Is that what they were? I don't know.
Automatons? Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, go on. Continue.
I bought a lot of stuff. I bought a lot of stuff this month. Not too much, but enough. Enough, right? I feel shame. And then, I finished my episode. That felt like, a great relief. But I'm excited to start the next one. But I'm going to do something what they call the compound effect. What is that? Plastic Platoon is on a high right now. Yeah, I think Plastic Platoon's out of control. How are we going to keep up with Plastic Platoon, guys? Does anybody?
I don't know.
That's funny. Hey, I got a quick question before we go to the next person.
Yeah.
3D Jason. I can't find him. You said he's on eBay?
Yeah, man.
Is that what it's called? 3D?
Just look up.
Paul, I'll send you the link.
Okay,
Yeah,
do
man.
that. Yeah, cool.
Dude, he is there are 3 of the best 3D makers, man. No, there's 4 really great 3D makers. But 3D Jason does all of that awesome stuff that's not technically combat, but it's right before combat or right after combat, or maybe kind of in combat. Leave the combat for everything else. What he does is absolutely amazing. The quality of the resin is so beautiful. And he could do them in either 132 or 130th so that it just accommodates everything you need.
Yeah, I love that hospital set, man. That's
He
cool.
is.
That was a combination of 4 sets, I believe, right?
Oh, yes, it was. But it's reasonable. And he's making more. And by the way, he actually listens to my suggestions.
Hey. Oh, nice.
Oh, I gotta apologize, people. I forgot to show everybody the Reisler figures that I said I would.
Yeah, I got a picture coming on your video. But
You can put that up wherever you want.
we got to get to Dan, and we still have our special guest here. So let's go, Dan.
All right,
Dan,
first off,
you got another story. If you guys didn't tune in last week, Dan had a little story for us, and the story had a backstory, and that story had a backstory. So,
first off, I gotta say happy Saturday to
That's right.
Thank
all
you,
my
Dan.
friends there.
Thank you.
I love Christian. I loved your effect for the machine gun fires like that. That was brilliant. How you came up with that
Well,
idea.
you can do it right now by just doing this with the flag. Do it. Fire the flag. Fire the flag. There you go.
there you go.
Well, all right, everybody.
Oh, the old man.
I gotta put these
glasses
on.
coming out.
Oh my God, they're crooked. They're crooked. Okay. Well, if everybody was there last week, once again, we're going to take another dive into history.
Okay. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm taking these off. You can see. I got artificial eyes. Okay.
Real quickly, I just want to say we got 20 people in the chat room. I want to see if it goes down or up while you're in the middle of the story. Go ahead.
All right. Joe, you kind of inspired me last week for these. I'm gonna give you a little credit on this because you showed me the spear figures from the 7th Cavalry, and I don't know if everybody realizes last week was the anniversary of the Battle of Little Bighorn. So I went out and I found myself some very authentic Native American, or as it says in this package, If you translate that, it says Indian figures. Okay, made by Tenolog. They're a Russian company. The same ones made the Vikings I have. They're extremely
Ugly.
accurate. I think.
Ugly.
Shh, don't ruin the illusion. I'm building the story. So these are very authentic. Okay, and I think Joe, you really could mix these in with your 7th Cavalry figures. Everybody's aware of the Plains Indians. Once again, I brought this up. So let me show you a squad that the Native Americans or Indians had back then. And I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to show you who these people are. So first off, we've got, obviously, the man with the bow and arrow. I don't know if you can see him.
Yep, we got him.
You couldn't clear? And then, see, I can show him. And yes, I did paint these. Once again, I am not a professional painter.
Yep.
And this Indian's name is Need Not Look.
Say that again.
Need Not Look.
Okay.
He doesn't have to look where he aims. See, Need Not Look. See, he's a show off. There you go. Can you see him now?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. See, all right.
Actually, it's
And
a little
then
better
we've got-
without the thing behind it.
What's that?
If you hold it closer to the camera, it's actually better without the white thing.
Okay,
behind
I'll
it.
take that off then. All right, okay. And then we've got this one here. This one here. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
that's
see him.
better. Yep.
Right there. That.
He has a hatchet above his head. Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
His name is Big
Actually, those figures are better than the other figures usually produced by that company.
Yep. This one's called Hunk of Love.
Uncle Love.
Hunk of Love. Yeah. He loved to write songs, and you probably know a few of his songs. If you ever been to a sporting event and you hear that song, oh, he wrote that one.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. So you can blame him for that song. You hear it at all these sporting events. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got this gentleman here. It is building up to something, people. Okay. Hopefully it pays off. This gentleman right here.
Yep. A little closer to the camera. There you go. Yeah. Right there.
Right there. So like that.
That's
See, Joe, you must look at these. See, look at these guys, huh? Very authentic. Very authentic. This is Bob.
His name's Bob.
Bob. Yep.
Bob's got some muscles on him.
Yep. This is Bob. Okay.
He's been at the Native American gym working out.
And this one here is he is very carrying the traditional heavy bolter.
Yeah, they had those back then.
Yep, right there. Yep. And his name is Wannabe 40K.
Wannabe 40K.
Yeah, right there. So you get that one.
Got it.
And then, of course, you want to meet the chief. And the chief is carrying a plasma gun and a bolt gun. So right there. So once again, very nice figures, very authentic.
Christian?
Did you customize those?
No, these are authentic. They come in the package. It says authentic Indians.
What is the theme? It's like Space Indians?
No,
Aren't you supposed to say something here?
What do you mean? Those are really amazing.
What's his name? What's his name?
Kansas City.
Oh, his name is Chief.
You talk right over my punchline. We can rehearse more, guys. This is my chief.
What the hell's your problem, man?
Put it back up.
Going on here?
This is the chief of the group. His name is Kansas City.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. This is going really bad, people.
Yeah.
So,
You better
it's
hurry it
going
up, man.
going really flat.
We're going to lose our ratings, and we're going to get yanked off the air.
Of course, I put together.
I can't believe Eric is still in the waiting room watching this.
I can't. All right. Well, let's go. But I put together a little scene of one of the battles, the Battle of McCragg, right there.
On the crag.
Yeah. So right there, this is the result of the battle. Well, he's got a heavy bolter, so it's the Battle of McCragg. Right there. So it's right there. He's got the U.S. soldier running away. So his name is Runs in Fear.
Is that it? Are we done?
That is it. And I'm sorry, guys. That was a dud.
I like last week's story.
You're getting canceled.
It would have. I tried. I practiced it.
I like last week's story better, man.
Why?
Sorry.
It should have flowed better.
I think you caught us off guard
Going
last week.
down.
This week we were prepared for it. Oh, yeah. Even Rick said, like a lead balloon, baby.
Yeah, it did. All right.
Buddy.
But they
You
are
need to work-
very
you need to
authentic,
work
though,
on
aren't they?
Hey, I don't have anything to show because I have devil horns behind me. I am actually in the great state of North Carolina right now at the beach. Had to drop a Marine off at Camp Lejeune, so I'm not in the man cave. I'm at my son-in-law's house, who has a big yak behind my head for some reason. I don't know why he has this in his house, but anyway, I got one announcement to make. July 13th, mark your calendars for July 13th. It is a Sunday at 2 p.m. It's going to be a special show with James Viola, the Plastic General himself, and we got Jerry Hagberg coming from Sweden. And because it's in Sweden time, it's going to be, I think, 8 or 9 o'clock his time, so it's going to be 2 p.m. our time. So we've locked on a all-star event with those 3 individuals. You guys are aware of that, right? Christian?
Yeah, I believe me. I'm actually super flattered that he requested.
He said he wanted 2 people, and it was you and James Viola, and James locked it on. He said, I'm there, and it was very hard to get this individual because every other week he has some issues, so had to be a Saturday or Sunday. So July 13th, that'll be at 2 p.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time. That's Jerry Hagberg from Toy Soldier Nostalgia. If you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, make sure you check it out. He does a lot with Airfix and Atlantic, collects a lot of vintage stuff, so he watches the show a day later. Obviously, it's midnight his time or something like that. So, all right. Well, we do have a special guest. Hopefully, he's not too bored after that story there, Dan the man.
It wasn't supposed to take questions in the middle of the story. Sorry.
Hey,
Dan lost our sponsor because of you.
I just know Christian had one question to ask, and he fucked it up, man. And he's the only one of us that's a professional actor, and he screwed it up, man.
I apologize, people, for the dud.
Well, if you haven't seen this individual's work, I got some pictures that he sent me, but let me bring him in real big. Eric Percy.
Hi, guys.
Eric, save us.
Dude, you got this,
I don't know if I can save you after that.
Dude, this train has gone off the rails, buddy. You got to bring us back.
We've derailed and just gone down the ravine.
Hey, man, ever since I saw your work on some of the Facebook pages, I've been hoping to get you on the channel, and I finally got a chance, so welcome aboard.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I want to real quick give a shout out to my kids, Faith and James. I know they're watching right now, so
hey, if they want to chat in, we'll bring some questions up. Bring some good questions in, kiddos. Stuff that Dad used to do, when he was, when he
and my wife, she's watching in the other room. So,
oh, right on. Okay, cool. So, which direction do you want to take us in? Do you want to show stuff? Well, first let's talk about
I got some. I got actually one of my Spirio orders in today, and I ordered. I'm working on some artillery, and this is one of the artillerymen that I just got, and I love the detailing on it. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, they got it. Stuff,
oh yeah, this isn't one of their. I think it's one of their affiliates that they work with that they post on their page. So you can't, when you're ordering, you can't select match the Conti size. So I had to go up a size, but the detailing I think is really, really great on this. That is and nice. Then I got artillery officers. I think their detailing is really, really good. They got you can see the stripe. I don't know if you can see it too well, but the stripe in the on the trousers and stuff, and just really, really great products. As Paul's, I'm a huge Spiria guy, so.
Oh yeah.
And I'm also a huge fan of Conti figures. I've been painting on my Conti figures here for a while. So this is one of the many Iron Brigade ones that I have.
Well, I have those pictures that you sent me, and I put them in a kind of a video for you. If you wouldn't mind rolling us through that, possibly.
Sure.
I think the pictures might come out better than you holding it up in front.
Yeah, if you want to pop them up there.
Yep. Hang on.
You can
I got some other. Okay, so we got one long string here, and this first one. This is not for you. Do you want to explain this one, John?
What says that?
So this is the Chrysler. I don't even know if it comes to the names. It's a 30-piece set, all different poses. They're hard plastic, Okay, so I'm not sure of the year. If anybody knows the year they were released, please chime in. And yeah, basically you have a lot of poses that are more or less the the regular pose, but you got a lot of the other ones that you don't really get all the time. First of all, you have a complete stretcher team. You have a motorcycle rider, and he comes off. It's not one piece with a motorcycle. He actually comes off, and a mortar on the all the way to the right. You see a guy with a mortar. You have a flamethrower. The guy far back right. That's supposed to be a flamethrower.
Yep.
You have a couple of officers. You have a guy. You have a radio man. You have a machine gun. I think it's a water cooled machine gun. I'm not sure. You have a bazooka guy. No bazooka loader, unfortunately. You have, I believe, kneeling down is another medic, and the guy in the middle. I'm not sure. He's sitting like he's doing something, or like
he's peeling potatoes, man. He's sitting there.
Yeah, or he's playing a drum. I don't know. You have a couple of guys with binoculars. You have an officer, and I think it's a paratrooper. You have
Unbelievable.
a soldier saluting. You have and you guys can see there's a couple.
You know what's obvious about this set that I want to give a flying kick in the ass. Where are the standing firing poses?
Yeah,
no,
true.
they didn't. I think they just focused on a lot of the poses that are not usual, that are not standard.
Yeah. Well, we could thank them for that. Well, imagine if you're a kid and you bought that set. There's no firing poses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I had a lot of other firing poses.
All right, let me skip through this. I will get back to that. I will get back to this. Okay, here we go. I want to get to the beginning of your stuff.
Wow.
Right here. Okay. Eric, you still with us?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay, so these are yours. You just let me know what I can stop on any picture or go as fast as you want.
Yeah, this one right here. One of the things I really like about the Speria line is they have the like camp life figures, and it's not all just combat. In the figures that have like drinking coffee and just living the camp life and stuff like that, and they're detailed. They're not super detailed, but they're a lot of fun to paint. And the house that's behind them, I got that on eBay. I don't know who actually makes it, but it's a foam resin farmhouse, and the roof comes off. And some of my pictures I've taken, you've probably seen them on Facebook and stuff. I take pictures through the windows, looking out at my board there and stuff like that. So
that's an Atherton Scenics house.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite pieces that I got as far as set dressing, if you will. Okay. What we got next? X-Force. Those are X-Force dismounted cavalry. Those guys, I got probably another 100 of those to paint just for the Union Army. And they're a lot of fun. They're not super.
How do you match? Who do you match them up with?
Enough on them, at least, to make them fun to paint, and they don't take too.
Who do you match them up with?
I match them up with Conti figures. I match them up with Speria, Paragon, all different types. And they match up pretty well. In fact, the flag bearer in the back is actually a William Britton Cavalry Guidon figure, and they match up really, really well.
That's Expeditionary Force, right?
They were smaller than most of their other offerings.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he finally started to learn some lessons. The owner.
So this one here has got you got a mounted Jackson and Lee from William Britton, and then the Meade's headquarters. But the figures in the foreground here, they're all Conti figures that I painted. And then there's a couple of Speria ones in the mix there. And
I like what you did with the house, man. That's the BMC house, or is that a different one?
No, that's William Britton's Meade's headquarters. I got that in place. And I got really lucky finding that one. I didn't pay a whole lot for that one. I got super lucky on that.
Wow, that's nice.
Great
piece.
And
so these are all you got the firing lines are all Paragon figures in this picture. And then you got the William Britton detail artillery that I didn't paint those, obviously. And the color bearers are Conti figures that I cut the flags off of. And Paul, you've had John Sandheim on, and those are his flags.
Yeah, great work, man.
Yeah, he does great work. And I'm going to be ordering more flags from him, especially since watching him on your show the other night, that I didn't realize he did the distressed combat flags, and I'm going to be replacing all my flags to look battle worn.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they look so much cooler like that.
Oh, they're just amazing to begin with. And the fences right there, that's BMC Gettysburg fence that I painted, just simple gray and brown, just to give them something other than that plastic color to them.
Yep. Let's see. You see that?
This is more of those wonderful Speria figures that we got. I just love like the guys sitting around like in camp, drinking coffee, just living the life that they would have lived in between combat. Not many makers do that. They don't go down those rabbit holes, but Speria does a really, really good job with the detailing as far as like that kind of stuff. And
did you get the coffee wagon?
What?
Did you get the coffee wagon?
Oh, I sure did. That coffee wagon that was a really cool piece. That was kind of a difficult piece to paint because the red, I had to put multiple coats of red on it based off of the pictures I found of originals. But that was the only difficult part, was getting the red to stick. So,
you see this picture or no?
This one right here, those are all Speria figures. That's the grave set that they offer with the photographer.
Yep.
And I just love that photographer is another figure that not many people reproduce, and if they do, they're not the greatest quality that I've seen. That one was pretty cool to paint. That was a little challenging, different, a different figure out of the comfort zone a little bit there.
So we got a question from the chat room already. Somebody.
Yep. Oh, that's my kiddos.
Somebody's asking, Daddy, how long does it take to paint one of these?
Yeah, it depends. If I really buckle down, I can probably get 18 to 20.
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh.
No, right at the best part.
Yeah.
Are you there? Eric, you there?
It all depends.
Oh, we lost your sound for a second. 8 to what?
18 to something.
I can do like 18 to 20 guys in a week if I really buckle down. But depending on the detailing, I can do probably one a day.
One a day. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just with my work schedule and everything.
Do you actually enjoy the painting process?
I do, actually. I really do.
I have to admit, it is torturous to me.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's like I'm taking the blank figure and I'm giving it life. Like as you add the colors to it, you're taking a figure that you get in blue or gray or tan or whatever, and however long it takes, by the time you're done, you've given life to that figure in a way. Like it's more, and you line them, as you can see in the pictures that I'm not the greatest photographer. I do the best I can, but it gives more of a realistic feel than if I just had lines of blue figures and gray figures,
Yeah.
Well, once you've painted a figure, it's like you let your child out in the world, and now you have beautiful painted figures. But the process is a painful birth to me.
And see, like I take poses and I just start, I assembly line them. I'll start the bases and then I'll do shoes and then I'll do pants and then I'll do jackets and then I'll do gear. And I just assembly line like 18, 20 guys at a time. And that way I can just as I get to the end of that group, the ones that have been started on that one, like whether it's the base or the boots or something, they're dry. And then I can go back and paint. I can keep them going all day long if I really wanted to.
Wow.
Like what I do, I usually spray them the basic color first, and then I put them in a row, and I just put on a cool podcast or some movie that doesn't take too much attention, and I do the same thing.
And see, and I play a movie on my iPad, or I'll put a show on or something, just have some noise in the background, and I just paint away. So these right here,
more flags
these are Conti figures that I painted with Sandheim flags, and John's flags are just, I can't give enough shout outs to Rich Conti and to John about their quality of their figures and their flags. They just add so much, especially as you're painting Conti's figures, the details really pop on them.
Now those figures kind of look glossy to me. Do you put a gloss on?
Yeah. So when I first started, so I've had the Conti figures for a long time, and I started doing painting in lockdown when COVID started, and I had Model Masters paint, and I basically got into this on my own, no guidance, no nothing. And the blue that I had from Model Masters, I still have one. It's dark blue, but it's a glossy dark blue. And I didn't buy enough, and then Model Masters decided to go bye-bye. And then I switched to Tamiya, and I like the Tamiya colors, but they don't have, in my opinion, the right blue for the federal troops. So I found infantry blue with Vallejo, and I've moved over to Vallejo. But all the different blues that I used during the Civil War, they had different colors of indigo that they used. So you have different variations of jacket colors on the battlefield, sometimes in the same regiment. So using different blues and stuff like that actually adds that more realism to them too.
I got to warn all you guys about Vallejo. You got to be careful with like soft rubber figures when spraying Vallejo. Sometimes you spray them, they dry, and they stay sticky forever.
See, I don't spray. I paint. I have painting trays, and I just dump them in there, and I use a brush on them. I don't spray, and I have never on any of the figures, knock on wood so far, I've never had them stay sticky at all on me.
Yeah, maybe but maybe it's because of the property of some of the spray paints from Vallejo, not all. Some.
Yeah.
Maybe it has more to do with the rubber that the figures are made out of. It creates a chemical reaction.
Yeah, I've had that happen with rubbery figures.
Yeah, man, it is. Now I gotta probably wash them off in Varsol or something.
Yeah. Anything on this photo here?
So this again, these are Conti figures that I've painted again, and you can see one of the rebel flags that I did kind of in the background there. That's I hate painting federal flags because they're such a pain in the butt, because I don't have the steadiest hand to put, battle honors on there and stuff like that. But Confederate flags are just, they're simplistic for the most part, but they're fun. To me, they're fun to paint. With the different, the red, white, and blue, and how they can attach to the staff and stuff like that. And I love how, especially with Conti's figures, their size with their flags, they do such a really good job with their flags.
Are you saying you painted those flags?
Yeah.
No.
Not the ones on the Union troops. The couple of the Confederate flags that are in my pictures, I have painted.
I think I got some coming up here. Okay, so you got
those. Okay.
I'm looking at a horse and a guidon. Is that what you're seeing?
That's what I'm seeing. So the horse and the guidon, those are actually John Jenkins figures. That's Buford, and then the Cavalry Corps from their line that they've been doing on Brandy Station. And I'm a huge, and today's being not just Canada Day, happy Canada Day, guys. But it's also the anniversary of the first day of the Battle of Gettysburg. And yeah, it's the 162nd anniversary of day one of Gettysburg. And General Buford was, in my opinion, was one of the unsung heroes of Gettysburg, because he was the one who basically picked the ground that they were going to make their stand on. And if it wasn't for Buford's cavalry and then the 1st Union Corps and the 11th Corps basically holding outside of the town, we wouldn't have had the high ground on Cemetery Hill, and it could have been a Confederate victory, which would have completely drastically changed the course of the Civil War.
Yep. All right. We got some figures in front of a house. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, those are Conti figures. That's the Dunker Church I got from I forgot what
BMC.
his name.
BMC Americano. Or
The BMC.
That's
yeah.
not BMC. That's what's his
Americano?
name? Papa. He does the
Papa's Toys.
Papa
Yeah.
Joe.
Papa
Yes.
Joe. Oh,
Joe.
That's his Dunker Church that I have. But yeah, those are some of Conti's figures. Those are actually some of the first Confederates that I ever painted, and I think they turned out pretty decently. Those are painted in a lot of Tamiya, actually mostly Tamiya and Tester's paint, with some Vallejo in there. So
I like these close-ups you take. Oh,
so the figure on the right here is we went to a battle picture. We had a picture of officers here.
I got. Are you guys seeing 3 officers up there now, or no?
I'm not seeing 3 officers.
Joe, what do you see?
3 officers.
Yeah, we're looking at a blue guy pointing an officer pointing to the left. Yep.
I know the picture you're talking. That's not the one that I'm seeing, but I know that picture. So the one figure there is a Speria figure on the right, and then you have Grant and Sherman, in which those are the Chin toy figures. And those 2 were some of the first officer figures that I ever painted, and those were painted with Tamiya. And the Chin toy plastic with Tamiya paint isn't always the best. It tends to not stick too well, but that's kind of one of the reasons that I switched over to using more Vallejo paint. I had never had any issues hardly with Vallejo sticking on any of the figures, whether it's been Speria or Chin toys or anything like that. So
now we're seeing a grouping of Union.
See the Irish Brigade.
In the background.
So this picture right here is my current war game board that I have in my other room. You got Conti figures kind of in the middle there. You got some Britain figures. You got Paragon. And this is the opening stages of the battle that I've been in the middle of for weeks because, unfortunately, my work schedule is crazy. You have right in front of Buford and stuff like that out there is where you'll have is where my X-Force dismounted cav is. And then right there in the foreground, you have the Britain detail artillery, which the guns, I love the guns and the figures are pretty decent. But I'm actually going to start being in the process of replacing the artillery crews with the Speria figures, because I think they're just way more detailed, and Speria offers a lot more poses, as far as the artillery crews go, than the Britain's detailed figures have.
Nice. They're anatomically nicely proportioned too.
Yes.
Is that Speria right there?
Yes, that was one of the very first Speria, part of the very first Speria orders that I ever put in. I really what Tim Bowles on the 54 millimeter American Civil War Facebook group that I post in a lot, and Paul, that's where you've probably seen most of my stuff.
Yep.
He was the one who turned me on to Speria, and I got really into them with like poses like this, like just soldiers like living the life outside of combat. And I actually just ordered it. I just actually got another one of those. If y'all can see it, I don't know if you can or not. I just got another one of those that I'm going to paint for a Confederate. That way I have one of each. But I just think this is such a cool picture. Because everybody, when you study the Civil War, you think of the battles and the generals and stuff like that. And unless you're, a real historian, you don't really dive too deep into the everyday soldiers or officers and stuff like that. And Speria's figures give you that opportunity to dig into guys just basically having downtime.
You know who that is? That's
I don't know who they modeled.
I do know who that is. That is Sullivan Blue writing that letter to his wife.
That is actually I didn't even realize that, but yeah, and he was actually killed at the first Battle of Bull Run.
Yeah.
So these two figures here, this is the building in the back is the BMC Meads headquarters that I have. And then those are the Chin Toys, Jackson and Lee that I painted. And those were the first two Confederate officers that I painted. And I've since done some changes to Jackson. I changed his hat color because he wore actually a blue kepi for most of the war, even with his gray uniform. So I changed that and added some other detailing on that figure. But those the fences right there, that's Barzo. And I actually I painted those white and have some black accents on the hinges on the gate and stuff like that. So
okay, so before we go any further, since you brought that up about accuracy with your figures, I don't know if you saw my video this past week on the Battle of Kasserine Pass that I put together.
I saw some of it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch
the whole thing. I got slammed so bad from so many people on how inaccurate everything was in there, and I said,
"Put a panther in there."
I have a panther in there. I was like,
"You're really a Fisher Price guy." Really.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. This is my playset. I'm doing it the way I want. You know what I mean? But it was just like you said about the hat being blue. I mean, do you catch a lot of shit like when you put some of your pictures up there that said, "Oh, that guy wasn't at that battle," or "Hey, he's wearing the wrong pants"? I mean,
I always, when I post pictures, when I do battles or something like that, I post pictures with sometimes I'll put a disclaimer that, hey, this isn't accurate. This is just for, just to get my guys out.
People don't read. They just freaking look,
well, and people, honestly, what I've learned with this hobby is 99% of people are supportive.
Yeah.
And the 1% that's not, I just ignore them.
I had one guy. I kid you not. I had one guy tell me
they are called rivet counters.
Wait a minute here. Are you going to try to tell me that my Indians are not accurate with their heavy bolters?
No, you're
I'm an old Civil War reenactor, and we used to have a thing that we used to say is if they'd have had it, they'd have used it.
There you go.
So if the Indians would have had it, I'm pretty sure they would have had those bolt guns at Little Bighorn.
So I got to tell you this. I had one guy put a quote, or I'm quoting him now. He said, "My 5-year-old daughter could paint those soldiers and throw them down on a tan sheet better than you did. This is for my Kasserine Pass thing."
Don't worry about that crap.
And that's that's the kind of stuff that I don't.
I said,
even
though they're toys.
Well, they're just haters out there. You just gotta say.
No, I know,
like,
but
beep 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 them.
He never played.
Here's the thing: those toys that I bought and put that playset together cost over $850. That was without painting them all, just all the shit that I put together to put that.
Right.
So I'm like, let's see your 5-year-old daughter buy that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and this is supposed to be a fun hobby, whether you paint it or not. So
yeah.
But this one right here, if y'all are seeing the second Wisconsin, these are Conti figures. Those are painted with that Model Masters paint. But the officers in front, I painted those with the Vallejo infantry blue. And I really like how that infantry blue looks on the Federal figures. So,
yeah. I think you're right though with the flags, man. If you do the weathering and the waving and stuff that he does, I think that'll just top that off, Not that
that's what my goal. And I didn't know he did the weathering and the battle, fatigue and stuff like that until I watched your show with him on there, and so I got some flags to be reordering from him. But yeah, John's a great dude. I love his flags. So
we're seeing the Irish Brigade,
69th New York. Yep.
Why wouldn't you just crumble them up and just replace them back on the? Distress them and just put them back on the poles.
The way John does it, he actually he'll put like bullet holes in the flags and stuff like that. He's got way more talent on that kind of stuff than I do. And
that wouldn't be hard to do, man.
It wouldn't be hard to do, but I have a hard enough time sometimes finishing,
Mm-hmm.
figures. And I think if I started doing that, I'd get sidetracked. And plus, John does great work, and he's actually done a lot of custom flags for me too. I've had him do the 90th Illinois, because I'm originally from Chicago. I had him do the 90th Illinois regimentals and national colors and the 23rd Illinois regimental and national colors. So I love what he does.
Let's see what's next here. I think we ran
So
over
this-
that. Oh, here's some of your painted ones. Flags?
Yep. So yeah, the Confederate flag that's in the front right there, that's a Conti Confederate flag that I painted, and the one that's kind of off to the right, that's a William Britain one. But I love how the Confederate flags paint up, especially the Conti ones. Like I said before, the size is really good, and they're detailing. They got battle damage on them, and it doesn't take much to add little details. Whether it's just a number and a VA for Virginia or something like that, it doesn't take much to do that. Which, as I continue to paint Confederate flags, I'm going to start doing that.
That's cool. Little close up of these.
So now these three. Now there's a story behind these three officers here. One of my close reenactor friends, he passed away a few years ago of cancer. And I took these three Conti figures and I painted them to represent him when we were reenactors, because he was a battalion officer with our battalion and stuff like that. So these are tributes to a good friend of mine. His name was Christopher Kubaki, who he passed away, I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
So I painted those in his to kind of pay homage to him, and they'll be included in future battles and pictures that I post.
Cool.
What's
Nice
his name
tribute.
again?
Chris Kubaki.
Oh,
So these are Conti firing line. This is, I think, Confederate set 1 that I just ordered. Actually, I just got an order in from Conti of like 44 sets, 20 sets of Confederate and 24 sets of Union.
Wow.
I'm in the middle of building pretty decent sized armies for both sides. Conti's one of the go-tos.
Now, when you go into painting these figures, do you say I'm going to paint a certain battle, or I'm going to paint a certain unit, or do you just?
I have them based off of units.
Okay.
I don't.
So
I have a mix with the armies that I'm building. I have a mix of Western and Eastern theater, both Union and Confederate regiments that probably would never have been on the same battlefields together.
Okay.
But it's my this is the one thing, like, it's our hobby, and I have enough regiments where, like, I can do just like the first day at Gettysburg and have units that were there, or do like Stones River, which was in the Western theater, and have units that were there. And most of the time, all it takes is just a change of flags, unless it's the Iron Brigade, which is very distinctive.
Yeah. And you obviously are just doing Civil War, right? Or do you paint other eras?
I have a lot of the Conti World War II that I was painting, but I've really been focusing on the Civil War. This has been my passion since I was a kid. I was a reenactor for, I think I just retired, quote unquote, from reenacting about 4 or 5 years ago. And the Civil War has always been where I've had, this is where all my passion is.
Very cool. This is are you seeing the photo of the guy reading?
Yep.
Okay.
That's and you can see those are the Barzo fences that after I painted them. Yep. Versus that gray plastic that they came in. That I just threw some white paint on them and some the olive drab for the grass. And eventually down the road, I was thinking about going and putting like a little bit of black across all of the nails and stuff like that to make them pop out more, but I haven't gotten around to doing that part yet.
You know that guy that's really engrossed in that book?
Yeah.
I think I know what book that is.
What book is that?
Those those books that were made by Marquis de Sade about 50 years earlier.
Go back to that picture. Go back to that picture, Paul.
I don't know if I can, man. I'll see you jumped too far.
All right.
There you go.
Are we there now with the guy on there?
That's what I see. I don't know.
He's just looking at dirty pictures.
No. You said it was Sullivan. So let's make sure we get this properly. Everybody should know this. We'll do it now.
At first, I thought he was Sullivan Blue, but now I realize he's engrossed with something naughty.
Now you got it right.
There we go.
Are we good? Can I move on now?
Move on. Yes.
Thank you. Got the
So
smoke.
this is a lot of this is Paragon in the foreground. That's the Union troops are the 10th Illinois. And when I was a Civil War reenactor back in Illinois, I was with the 10th Illinois. The Union troops in the foreground in this picture, those are William Britton metal figures that I got. And the smoke effect is just, I went to Walmart and got the batting that goes into like quilts.
Yep.
And that stuff, it comes apart real easy. It's real easy to kind of turn into smoke effects. And it looks, I think it looks pretty decent for, like they're exchanging gunfire.
Yeah, yeah. You don't glue it on though, do you? You just stick them on the ends?
No, I don't. I don't glue it on.
That's another picture of that. Oh, the
So
generals
this
around the
one-
campfire.
Yep, this is Jackson, Longstreet, and Lee, and that's a Barzo campfire that after I took this picture, I actually painted some detailing on the campfire. But those are the Chin Toy figures, and I think they did actually a pretty good job as far as getting detailing in on those, so you can tell who they are even if you don't paint them.
Yeah,
Chin Toys is really good for like coming out with high command sets.
I like their U.S. Zouaves too for the Civil War. I'm in the process of getting more of those because I'm painting them up as the 5th New York.
They've done a lot of like the Napoleonic War high command sets.
Yeah, I think their detailing is really, really well on all the figures that I got from them.
But they should expand with that. They should continue with that.
I wish they would. I wish there was a way to get in contact with them and be like, "Hey, this is what
like
we would like
World
to see."
War II, like all the main wars, there should be high command sets. And if Chin wants to do them, they should be the only one doing it.
Yeah, they do a great job. Especially
Joe, this
the
looks like
mounted
a
ones.
Speria figure.
Actually, these are all just above the one smoke. There's a Speria cavalryman that I painted. But again, this is all X-Force for the most part with John Jenkins and some William Britton in there.
Well, I'm seeing a picture of a Union soldier dragging a.
Oh, I'm seeing a skirmish line with cavalry.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
What are you guys seeing?
I'm seeing a soldier being dragged from the lines.
Yeah, that's what I see too.
Yeah.
That one's a Speria figure. If it's a soldier being dragged from the lines, that one's a Speria figure.
Yeah, that cool.
And that was painted with all Vallejo paint. And that one, I love Spirit. Like, I can't say enough positive things about them. I've had a couple hiccups with some of my orders, and you shoot them a message on Facebook and you show them, what the mistake was, whether a figure came broken or whatever. And they're within a week, you have a new figure in your hands, and their customer service is absolutely phenomenal.
They've been
Christian is a true professional.
Yep. They've been getting quicker mailing stuff out. I know that. It used to take 6 weeks, and they're down to like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think when I place an order, usually within like 2 weeks it's shipping, and it takes at least for me, it takes about a week to get here. So I got no complaints whatsoever.
Just trying to get everybody squared away here. So
Get that.
So.
Look behind my right shoulder. I have the whole show. It's sitting right there. I didn't forget about what today is.
What?
Right
What?
there. See, Gettysburg, July 1st.
There you go. That's right.
And then,
That's
a
right.
book written by Joshua Chamberlain, because I was waiting for the 20th Maine to come rolling out.
Yeah.
That's
Killer
tomorrow.
Angel.
That's
Killer
tomorrow.
Angel.
Chamberlain makes his stand at Little Round Top tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm
The
from
big
Maine. I
thing
don't know if you know that.
yesterday-
I'm from Maine.
Yesterday, the Confederate Army, they were all getting blisters from walking with no shoes.
Right.
So they said, we're going to go to Gettysburg, and we're
get
going to
some
go to
shoes.
that shoe factory and get us some new shoes.
Which never did exist, but yeah.
Oh, no way.
No, it never. That was
a ruse to get them to go there?
It wasn't a ruse, man. They were just bullshit, man. There was nothing.
Boys,
were looking-
we're going
they
to
were-
walk all the way to Gettysburg, going to get you some new shoes.
Joe,
and you're gonna
Joe,
get
you want to
some
help me
horse
out with this?
filters on
You
your
want,
No, thanks. I'm not getting
want to
into
square
it.
these Canadians away on what?
I was at Gettysburg. I was there.
Hey, man.
Hey, I just watched the movie yesterday.
Yeah.
I've actually been in the process. I watched the the 30th of June part yesterday while I was at work, and then I waited till after midnight and watched July 1st, and then when I hit midnight tonight, I'm going to watch the second
do the extended
part.
version? You do the extended version, right? The extended
Oh,
version.
I have the extended version.
Oh,
absolutely.
okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to have the extended version.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, if we're over our hour, and I think it's because this guy took up so much of your time tonight. So
yeah, that's all right.
That's okay. You know, as long as our John's medication isn't kicking in. John, you still good? Can we go a little bit longer, or we get? No, he's out.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Are you kidding?
Hey, I do want to ask
Guy
you
with
one thing,
life.
okay? Because
Sure.
I've heard it from different people on different waves of painting when it comes to plastic.
Okay.
I want you to take me from start to finish how you go about doing a plain old figure you pull out of the plastic bag.
So
Go.
if I'm going to take, I'll take this
Not,
guy.
not,
right
a, not
here.
a 3D. No.
You don't
I'm
want a
talking
3D?
about-
You just want a
I'm
plastic
talking
one?
about the old fashioned plastic Timmy figure or a CTS figure or a
I just start. I mean, I
figure.
start at the base and I just
No,
work
I'm
my
saying-
way up.
I'm saying, do you wash them? Do you put
He's
alcohol
talking
on them?
prep.
Do you-
Prep
you
all the
I
way
don't. I really don't. I just pull them right out. I mean, I kind of look and see how they feel first. If they feel kind of like greasy or whatever, yeah, I will wash them.
Okay.
But like for the most part, like the Conti figures that I have, I've never had to wash them. I've never had to prime them. I've never had any issues with any paint.
So you don't prime, you don't wash unless it needs
Nope.
it. You just go right into painting.
I just go right into painting them.
Wow.
Wow.
And you never had the peeling of any.
I've never had an issue whatsoever.
And do you
Here's
put
a-
anything coating on top of it when you're done painting?
No,
Do you,
I
flat-
haven't. I haven't coated any of my figures, and I've never had any chips. Nothing.
And
And
you're
you
not.
war game with these, right?
Yeah. Do you war game or you just put them on
I
the
mean,
shelf?
I'd like down the road as I get more of my men painted and I have a bigger army. I would definitely love to war game them for sure.
Now, do you use? You say you use Vallejo paints and you're using Tamiya. I use a lot of Citadel paints. Do you ever use them?
No, I have not.
Citadel is a Games Workshop paint. You get them at hobby stores. They're
Okay.
more expensive, but they have hundreds of colors, and you can just that's what my guys.
Are they oil or latex?
No, they're acrylic. That's why I
Acrylic.
paint these.
Yep.
are-
I use acrylics. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they're water based, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I go to the closest hobby shop to me is Hobbytown USA in Turkey Creek, right in Knoxville. Right now, I live like 20 minutes from there, and they have Tamiya and Vallejos are the brands that they
you can
carry.
buy them online like that, but they're made. It's gaming paint, so if you're using it, they're designed. The Vallejo is too, but it's
Okay.
designed for being used, and you can handle them and stuff like that. The biggest
I'll
concern I
have to
have
look
with
at- I'll
you
have to look
saying
at the Citadel.
because the more you handle them, eventually the paint starts rubbing off on them. That's
Yep.
why usually you protect them and coat them.
Christian, how do you paint yours? I know you prime them, right?
This is what I do. I have an episode coming up, and I need to paint my my Soviet paratroopers. I decide what color they're going to be. I choose. I bring them downstairs. I spray paint them with Vallejo, and then
So you don't wash them? You don't wash them?
I'm too lazy.
Okay.
But here's what I will do though. With exceptions like Conti, I won't give them the full Vallejo spray anymore because they're so soft. Eventually, the paint will chip off. So what I do is I just paint the faces and the hands, and maybe the black of the weapons. I just do minimal painting, just so they kind of look the way Britain's Detail did.
Okay.
So it's actually. The figures are so well casted that it's a very appropriate cheat. Now for the Toy Soldier Central, I'll give them a base coat. Then I'll just go down the assembly line. I'll do dark brown for the boots or black. Then I do the green. I just do them all in a row, and then I start all over again to them. Or then the last thing I do is the flesh tones, and then I repaint the base, and that's it. Acrylic. Yep. They're done. I watched 2 or 3 podcasts, and we're done.
And do you put a coating on?
What color do you use for flesh tones?
Tamiya, just the flesh tone.
Oh, okay.
Who else paints like I do?
Do you put a spray coat on top or no?
No. I've got it.
No.
I use for my flesh tone. I use the flat flesh from Vallejo. This is the one that I use for my flesh tone right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it comes out pretty well. Vallejo's got a lot of different flesh tones. But I stick with that one because I just go when I go to the hobby shop. I buy like 4 or 5 little, vials of that and go to town.
You know what it's really good for? If you got a pimple on your forehead or something, that match is great.
I don't think he's joking.
It's like cover up. It's like
I
cover
don't
up
think
for
he's
nerds.
joking either.
Cover up for nerds.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. We got to come out of the basement every once in a while.
Right.
That'll work with my tussle with poison sumac. That's why I got these bruises and welts all over me.
Dude.
So
For those who like
You
spray
keep
paint,
making episodes like
Paul.
that, and you'll get them when we see you. We'll corner you, but then we'll cover you with filet.
So, all right. So the way I paint them is basically I wash them. Once I wash them with dish detergent, I didn't actually kind of wipe them down with some rubbing alcohol to make sure there's no film on them, and then you spray paint them black, and then you highlight the top of them with white. That'll give you natural shadows when you paint coats on. So then I paint all the figures with the base coats, give them a wash, and then I do a little highlight on where it needs to go. Like the flesh tones is 2 different colors. It's I can't remember the catechin flesh and another Kislev flesh for the flesh tones. So it's like multiple. I go with like basically I assume like 3 different shades of like even the browns is like 3 different shades.
So how long does that take for one figure for you?
I'll be honest with you. I paint all 5 of these figures in a day.
One day.
You mean a sitting?
In one sitting, yeah.
Right. A day.
Yeah. One day. Yeah. I mean, in a
sitting.
Be honest with you, I paint them in my kitchen. They're just sitting there, and I walk by. I go doing something like that. I come back to dry. I put another coat on, and go walk off. I mean, that's how I do it.
By the way, that is a very legit technique to paint them black. So that it gets the deep in tones and stuff like that.
Yeah, you paint them black, and then you do a spray over in white, and it gives you what do they call it? I can't remember. There's a technique that's called.
It's a black. It's a black undercoat.
No, it's not dry, but there's a technique. You can look it up, but people do it for like wargaming. And what it does is when you paint your coats, because you're supposed to water down your paints when you paint them. That's what I've been taught. Yeah. You can do it, and then what it does, it gives you like a natural light source.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What the hell's that? What is that?
Well, it's 3DJ Sun.
Oh,
not
Jason.
Jason.
Just sent him the contact.
I can never find it.
I told him to change that goddamn name. It's so stupid.
I want to go back to
Eric all over for that.
Blah blah blah. Like bang, he's got the best cool stuff around.
In case you can't see that, it's 3DJ Sun, not Jason as in JASON.
That's why I couldn't find him either.
I couldn't find it for the life of me, and he keeps saying 3D Jason. I'm like, there is no 3D Jason on eBay.
But I want to go back to Eric real quick. Those pictures were phenomenal, dude. They were, amazing.
Dude.
I mean, that's, I'm expressing a very high compliment to you, man. That was great shots, great setup. I could actually understand what you were shooting there with the flags and understand. I know what the troops are and such like. So it was awesome. It was really awesome. It was like watching, the whole different scenes. So
Joe Baker, what do you have to say about this photography?
I love the detail on the hats of the Iron Brigade. That I painted a whole lot of those, and I never even thought to put that type of color detail on the faceplate and stuff like that. I thought that was really great.
Thank you.
And I mean, I can't believe how many you have. I mean, you have painted a lot of Conti figures. I thought I had a lot. And, you have a huge, huge collection with that. That's really, really cool. Richard, I love those figures. And
I called the order I just got a couple weeks ago. I called and talked to Rich on the phone for like an hour and a half. And he doesn't live too far from me. So when the weather gets cooler down here, we're going to try to hit Chickamauga together and, shoot the bull at some of the battlefields in this area. So
any chance you're going to the Chicago show?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure that one out. I'm good because the nice thing is I used to live up there, so it's a easy fly into Chicago and fly out. I could probably day trip it if I needed to, but I'm going to try to get up there for it for sure.
Because Joe Baker's looking for a roommate if you need it.
If you ever know of any big toy soldier collectors that live near you, what you do is you hang out with them once, you'd be really cordial and all that, and then you know where they live. And then you sit outside their home. And then when they go away to a restaurant, and you just go ramsack and steal their collection. And take them. That's the reason why you're hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey,
You watch out, John.
before I let you go, Eric, we're gonna have to ask you. My buddy Rick is in here. Rick Bradshaw always does the question from the mayonnaise jar, which is totally unrelated to anything we've been talking about.
Very unhealthy.
So, are you ready for this, Joe
I'm
Baker?
ready.
Do you have one ready, or do you want me to come up with one?
You come up with one.
All right, man. This is very important now. It depends on how you answer this. If you're,
Okay.
if you're part of the team, if you're one of us, or if you're, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Well,
Oh,
I mean, I do live. I do
be
live
careful
near
how
the
you answer
Smokies.
this.
I do live near the Smokies, so I wouldn't say that it's not beyond the realm of possibility that Bigfoot is in the Smokies somewhere.
You just haven't seen one, right? That's what
I
you're
just
saying.
haven't seen one, but that doesn't
Okay,
mean
but
he doesn't
could,
exist.
He could be out there.
He could be.
All right. That's good. Good answer.
When I'm painting figures, I'm always listening to podcasts, and I like hearing like what do you call it, cryptid stories and stuff. There are a lot of compelling stories that are really fascinating about Bigfoot, but they still have yet to find a skeleton, man. I don't know. But
They bury their dead.
Stories.
Well, maybe they have a longer lifespan than we think.
Right? Never know.
Aren't you watching The World According to AI? Those Bigfoot videos? It tells you right there what's going on.
Maybe
Right?
the aliens are taking their body, and
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
If AI said it's true, it's true.
right there.
You guys are familiar with that? The World According to AI. It's got the Bigfoot. He's out there with his doing a podcast.
Yeah. The new AI stuff. Yeah. Hey, Eric, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. You are welcome back anytime. You are free on a Tuesday night. I know you're pretty busy, but we look forward to more of your painting skills on the Facebook pages.
Oh, you'll see more coming up. So
I know Christian will be happy once you move into that World War II era painting. You'll make him happier.
Once the Civil War is done, I'll finish painting my Conti World War II.
Right on. And everybody that's watching, don't forget about James Viola, Christian Aldo, and our special guest, Jerry Hagberg, on July 13th. That is a Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, we will see you guys next week.
We got to get some enemies. We have to get some enemies on this show. So it would be like that. Remember that talk show where everyone would start fighting all the time? Jerry
Springer show.
Oh, Jerry Springer show. That's all we need on this.
Oh, no.
Get the rivet counters on.
I'm in an interview.
All right, guys. Yeah. Take your personal phone call. We'll talk to you later, man. Have a good night.
Night, guys.